So I'm going to try and use Ian's laptop here today to do some video of my apartment. A number of people have asked me to talk about where I live and show them where I live, and this is a chance for you to get to see it. This could be interesting because I'm not sure how it'll all work. There's only one camera on one side in this laptop, so I can't actually see what I'm filming. Hopefully you can hear me during the commentary. We're going to back away from the dining room table here, and you can see as we back away from it, I've managed to scratch it pretty good over time with my wheelchair. It's just one of the prices of living in an apartment like this. You know, you hit things. The walls, the floorboards, everything. You just hit things. One thing I will say about the dining room is when we renovated, we had to take the freezer out of the storage closet here in my apartment and put it somewhere, and it ended up in the dining room. So now I have a big freezer in my dining room as well. Coming out of the kitchen, I'm going to turn 180 here. This is my kitchen. Pretty much no concession made here to being in a wheelchair except for one. The stove has knobs on the front instead of on the back like they might on a traditional stove. And that's simply to allow me to turn a knob on without reaching across the stove and dragging my elbow onto a hot element. Other than that, one interesting thing you might notice, you won't see it in these pictures, but most of the cupboards have little number tabs on them. And the purpose of the little number tabs is so that I can tell my guests and friends where things belong with some degree of explicitness. It works out pretty well. We're going to roll back and look at the living room. One thing you're going to notice about my living room and the balance of my apartment by and large is the laminate flooring. This was put in a couple of years ago to allow me to wheel more easily and to allow me to keep it cleaner. The living room, fair size. It's a nice place to come and sit. And out there is the deck with the flowers in it. Turn around and there's my bookcase off to the left here. And well hidden behind my Poang chair is the infamous liquor supply. Would that were the only shelf. There's also another one down here in the far corner where I also keep a goodly supply of wine. Right now it's mostly empty because, well, I haven't filled it up lately. But I have a great supply of gin. Lovely plants on the deck. The tomatoes are coming in quite nicely. Flowers are blooming, and even the dead flowers don't look half bad. The living room is fairly easy for me to get around in. It's a bit crowded having my power chair in here all the time, but this is where I park it and this is where I plug it in. Coming down the hall, I have what I call laughingly the door of doom into the spare bedroom. Now the spare bedroom is the room which I did not put laminate in. I felt that guests who came to stay with me deserved to have a reasonably warm floor when they got up in the morning. It is, however, where I store most of my winemaking and other oddball stuff. Yes, these are supplies for the infamous bathroom brewery. More importantly, that shelf there represents a good picture of the results of the bathroom brewery. I see I have room enough left for perhaps another batch of wine to go in there. That gives me an assignment soon to come. I'll probably pick a kid up next week or even this week and start, I'm thinking, an Argentinian Malbec. Because of the way this room is set up, I can't turn around in it very well. So I'll back out now. And yes, it is as crowded as it looks. I really do need to get at this room and get stuff out of this room. Forgive me for a moment, I just got stuck on a door. That's what happens. Life in the chair. We're about to enter the room where the greatest changes have been made. Before we do that, though, I want you to note here on the hallway, the actual width, the increased width from the floor, you can see it even more clearly, of the hallway at the far end Yeah, that's a mirror down there, and that's me in the mirror. But by my bedroom door there, we've actually increased the hallway width by well over a foot in order to allow me to turn around quite cleanly. It works out really well. But then comes, I don't know, we'll call it the Holy of the Holies. This is the bathroom. There's the third or the three shelves that I've been talking about. And you can see that the top one is where paper products go, the middle one is where sheets go, and the bottom one is for towels. Underneath that large vacant space, that's the winemaking area. I'm actually going to move some of the carboys and stuff out of the spare room and into the winemaking area. Give me a little more room in there. The roll-in shower, set up quite nicely. It's really good for me in my wheelchair. It has a bench on the end, but now I use the commode chair to get in and out of there. You know, pretty standard handicap toilet with the bidet spray seat on it. Works really well for me. And of course the sink that I can roll underneath. You're getting a close-up whether you like it or not, because I'm rolling. And last but not least, my own bedroom. The bed nicely made by the home care aide. Kathy does a terrific job in here. I mean, you can even see that the power coils for the various things are up off the floor and coiled up. My dresser is its usual mess of medications and jugs and all of that stuff. It's a bit crowded with the commode chair too. On the other hand, it's a terrific bedroom. Look at the size of it versus most bedrooms in most apartments. I'm very fortunate to find an apartment with a large master bedroom where I could easily wheel myself around in the remaining space after the bed was put in. You'll also notice the lift system. You might have caught a glimpse of one of these in the living room as well. And that's how I get in and out of my wheelchairs or commode chairs and onto and off of the bed. I no longer stand, and I'm no longer able to physically transfer myself using the transfer board, so this device becomes critical. Front door hallway, well, those chunks of wood are the laft of the shelving bits, and you know, it's a front door hallway like anyone else. Oh, there's the other sling, all set up to put me into my power chair for when I go out tonight. And once again, Kathy has done a great job of coiling up the coils and wires off the floor, making everything tidy. And we're back to home again. I'll turn around. I don't even know how this video is going to work out. I have to take a look at it. Hopefully the sound got captured. But that's a quick 8-minute look at my crib. Have a nice one.